All right, CS-80 week. I made a decent little backing track to bring this weekend. Pretty simplistic, but something kind of like this. And let's see if we can write something kind of cool and retro-y over that, or kind of old schooly vibe. So let's get started here. Let's go to a new preset. So we have a nice little fun saw here. And off the bat, I do want to add a square wave into this as well. Maybe bring down the level once we add that square, because it kind of makes it a little bit louder. And obviously some pulse width modulation goes a long way. And for the LFO here, let's make this a free running LFO. Okay, so let's dial in our envelope here. So let's bring our low pass filter down a little bit here. Definitely a good amount of resonance. Bring up this IL, the initial level. And then kind of dial in some of our attack here. And a release. But we do also need some VCF. VCF release, because we wouldn't even hear it otherwise. And that's like wow, wow, right? And what I'm actually going to do is kind of keep this a little bit low for now. And what might be kind of cool is kind of the more we play on our keyboard, the more the filter opens. So let's go over here to the advanced section, and under our keyboard, we see velocity. Now let's select this destination and go to the channel 1 low pass cutoff and give it a good amount of depth. So really soft and then really hard. So we have some dynamic stuff here to work with. Okay, so one thing I do like to do with this as well is do some stuff here in the section for the mod wheel. So by default, this is going to be down, but if we turn our mod wheel up, it sounds something kind of like this. Which for the most part, it's kind of cool because we have the VCO control for modulation, we have the VCF, VCA, and one of my favorites is pan. So take a listen to how this moves the sound across the stereo field. And something like that's really cool on the mod wheel because we can almost expressively play with the mod wheel for a patch. Something kind of like this here. We haven't even added effects yet, and we're only just using one oscillator. So it's already sounding kind of cool here. So what we can do is add a little bit of effects here. We can do a little bit of this tremolo or this chorus here if we'd like to. Might be kind of interesting, and maybe we can add a little bit of sine wave here. I don't know. Maybe it's a good time to add some effects here. So I'm going to leave this modulation on, this chorus here for now. But let's go to the advanced section. And for some of the effects, especially for this, I like the tape echo to kind of bring in the old vibe, and then maybe the sync down to 1/8 or 1/4. It really depends on how you play it. But let's bring some of this in here for now. definitely pretty cool, and maybe a little bit of extra Chorus 206 might be kind of cool as well. So okay, so let's put a little bit of reverb on this, and what I also want to do as well, so let's dial in a first nice reverb. A decent size, right? Filter that out, stereo width all the way. And what we can do, what I kind of want to do as well, so over here in the modulation, or no, the keyboard, on the modulation wheel, what might be kind of cool is if we select this here, and then we go to the reverb dry wet, or D/W, and kind of give it a little bit of extra movement here. So in conjunction with our mod wheel down here with our pan and some of these other settings that we've been working with, now the more that we add our mod wheel, the more reverb that we're going to get. Maybe add a little bit, let's see what, something kind of crazy and see what that is like. So that's full mod wheel, that's no mod wheel. So a little overboard, so let's kind of dial that back, but that's basically the concept that we're doing here. And maybe we can do that a little bit with the chorus. That might be kind of interesting as well. So let's go for the dry wet as well here and add a little bit like that. So it's almost like we're pushing the sound a little bit away from us, right? If the mod wheel's down, it's kind of right in our face, but as soon as we increase it, it's kind of pushing it away and kind of washing it around the, I guess, our ears. Maybe add a little bit more, see what that's going to sound like. And let's check it out with this backing track here. Could do as well, maybe this will be kind of interesting. So let's close this advanced window for now, and over here on the main panel, let's go to the second one here and drop this down here. So now our first oscillator settings are now copied to our second one, and maybe let's bring that a little bit into the mix and maybe drop that down an octave or something like that. So our first one here is going to be the default. So our second one, if we put this up here, it's going to drop it down by 1 octave, and over here on the right hand side we can kind of mix these two. So let's see what that sounds like. Just a little taste. Maybe we can do some channel detune. A little bit of panning and see how that turns out. I kind of want to increase the pan here just a little bit more with this mod wheel. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, but this patch is a lot of fun to play with, especially the synthesizer, because it almost feels so musical and so expressive and so just, it sounds good. So I'm going to put this patch for free in the video description below if you would like to download it. But I do recommend playing this with a MIDI controller and a mod wheel because it feels a lot better that way. And hopefully you got your mind kind of thinking, what else can we put on this mod wheel, or what else could we put on Velocity? And if you have an Aftertouch keyboard, then man, it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks so much for watching. I don't know what I'm going to call this patch at this moment, but I'm sure I'll come up with some stupid name. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.